Today, we're gonna talk about what actually makes stock prices move. I always tell my students that the stock price today reflects the future prospects of the company. And it's not just 1 year from now, 2 years from now, or 3 years from now. It's all the way to eternity. So a lot can change. Let me give you 5 examples. First, let's talk about the macroeconomy. What if we go into a recession? What do you think happens to stocks? The prospects of business are lower, and therefore, stocks in general, in a recession, they of course go down. In fact, usually the stock market predicts recession in advance, so stock prices go down even ahead of recessions. Example number 2. Say a company fires its existing CEO who has done a terrible job managing the business, and it goes ahead and it hires an industry veteran with a great track record and a great reputation in the industry. Guess what happens to the stock? Stock price most likely goes up. Third example, a company is successful in developing a unique technology that basically is able to cut its manufacturing cost by 10%. Lower cost means higher profit, means better prospects. Guess what happens to the stock? Stock go up. Number 4, take the airline industry like 20 years ago. It has like a price war. All the airlines were fighting and cutting prices one after the other. So if somebody cuts prices, the other one will follow. That's bad for industry, that's bad for stocks in the airline industry. So guess what happens to the airline stocks? They go down. And then my final example is, say a company announces that it's acquiring its competitor. The competitor trades at $50, and then now the stock, it's willing to buy it for $70. Guess what happens to the stock? Obviously, it goes from at least 50 to around 70. It can be like lower than 70, or in some cases, it can be even higher than 70 if potentially more bidders come into play. Bottom line, there are a lot of reasons for stocks to move. Some of them are depending on the macroeconomy, some of them are depending on the industry, and some of them are specific to each company. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time.